Hey everybody, happy quarantine. Just trying to make a little light of the current situation. I'm coming to you just to give you a quick eyebrow tutorial. I'm going to start off with the things that you need. An angled brush, a spoolie. Even if you don't have a spoolie, you can use some kind of small brush, some kind of small petite eyebrow brush, or just a small brush. The purpose of it is just to make sure the eyebrows are groomed. Brush with the flat thin tips as such, and a buffer blending brush. Let's not forget your brow dip, or whatever you're going to fill your brows in with, whether it be a pencil or actual liquid, and the concealer of your choice. Brush your eyebrows, excuse me, in an outward motion. In an outward motion, up and out. My eyebrows are not freshly groomed. Kind of did that on purpose, or left them that way on purpose, because right now in the midst of the quarantine, a lot of us are, struggling with not being able to go get our brows waxed. If we are not comfortable doing them ourselves, we're just left with bushy brows. Since we're like I said, in the midst of the quarantine, I wanted to show you all that even if you have bushy brows, you can do whatever you need to do with this eyebrow tutorial to make them look groomed. So right now, I'm just taking my brush, dipping it in. Now, when I get done dipping it on the tips, I, as you can see, just kind of wipe both sides. And my reasoning for doing that is to make the brush as compacted as it can be. Use most of the cream that was on the brush. Dip as much as you need to. A little bit at a time, though. You don't have to engulf the brush with the product, because there's enough to go around. You know how our parents say, if you want seconds, you can go back and get seconds. Get a little bit for now. That's what's going on here. All right, so we go to the top and we start right in the area where we started at, probably along the bottom. Start right along that side. So this brow is flat right here, whereas this brow, it had hair right there. So I have to go above my brow line on my brows to make them actually match, because naturally they don't. All right, now we're gonna deal with this. This is where your spoolie comes in at, and just blend it in side to side. Go ahead and brush it up, brush up, brush up, brush up, as much as you need to until it's blended. See, right up in here, I feel like I need a little bit more. I'm gonna just tap my brush lightly. That's better. So let's move on to the next brow. I'm doing the same thing I did for the first brow. Tapping it lightly, scraping the excess off on the edge of the container. I like long eyebrows. I also like to put a little bit more product. I like for it to appear messy before I actually conceal, because it gives me room to actually see what I need to correct. So if I have just enough on there, it'll take off some of what I needed, because I only had what I needed on there. I know you all have heard the saying, it's better to have too much than not enough. That's what's going on here. You would much rather clean up than try to go and fill in some more after you're done. And just color it like you're coloring a picture or something. I extend my brows some, like I said. Once again, grab your spoolie, flip your brush over, grab your spoolie, whichever one applies to you, and just blend, blend, blend. Blend in, blend out, blend up, blend over. So let's move on to the next step. Grab your compacted brush, curved tip. Kind of puts you in the mind of a paintbrush, if you will. I'm using my concealer. I'm using Shape Tape. You use whatever concealer you're comfortable using to conceal. I just put a little bit on the back of my hand. So like I said, I love for this to be compacted because we're cleaning up. So I need the brush to be as clean and tightly compacted as possible. Again, we will not be at the very beginning of the brow. Go ahead and get that curve right. Everything else will fall in line after that. Drag it up into that arch just as you did the dip brow. Then blend down. It's okay for it to be lighter because you do want to catch a glow or a highlight, if you will, underneath the brow to give it the pop and the structure that you're looking for it to have, but not too much lighter. We don't want to look chalky. We don't want to look chalky. In this case, having too much is not the best. Having less is the best in this case. It's just the opposite of when you're actually feeling the brow in. Alright, so I didn't add any more product on the brush at all. I'm taking the same product I have here and I'm going to slightly drag it out. I have just a little bit on the tip. As you can see. You all can see that. Just a little bit on the tip. Drag it down. Alright, so the bottom is done on this brow. As you can see, we have a very neat line there. We have our arch and then we coming on down with a sharp tip. So, likewise on the other brow. Alright, just blend that product down. Tap a little bit on there. All right, we're done with the bottom. Let's go to the top. I would like to stop here. That is absolutely fine for you to do so. All you would do now is you would just grab your spoolie. You would brush the brow up. You would use whatever brow gel you have to hold the brow in place. And that's your brow right there. But because I like to conceal the top of my eyebrow, like I said, I'm sure I'm not the only one. You put a very faint amount, this brush almost looks dry to conceal the top. So if you are in the state that I'm in right now, this will work great for you. With this, because this is lighter, like I said, I'll just take my pinky and I'll get as much excess off as I can. All right, rub that in. If you don't have that blend brush, literally rub that in and you can see the difference. Whereas this one looks really natural on the top, this one looks like it's popping. Go back. Grab my spoolie. Brush my brows up to give them a more natural look. And bam! Those are my brows for today. I hope you all have enjoyed my sculpted brow tutorial. Subscribe to my channel, please. Make sure you comment if you like it. If you have any questions, my information in the description box. Take care.